This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
It's been in the works for about 6 or 7 years. We started talking to Newmarket about the possibility of amalgamating effectively their Champions Day with the Champion Stakes and our QE2 Day with obviously the QE2. A long time ago, because I mean there was just a feeling. There's always been a feeling for a long time in the UK that we do racing pretty brilliantly early in the season with the classics, and then the summer meetings with Royal Ascot through probably to the St Leger meeting at Doncaster, and it all just sort of falls after that. It sort of underperforms, and everything everything's always hung on ARC weekend, and what we wanted to do was have probably closer to our own ARC weekend than our own Breeders' Cup, if the truth be known.
From the Harm, Fame and Glory is getting tired in front. Opinion Poll, Colour Vision and the Harm are all bearing down on the leader, but Fame and Glory took the race by the scruff of the neck. It's Deacon Blues who's in front as they enter the final 150 yards. Whiz Kid out in the clear is running on strongly, but Deacon Blues is too good. Deacon Blues wins. Dancing Rain very grittily from the front, and now Bible Belt is struggling to get past the leader. Dancing Rain, the Oaks winner, is going to win another major race. Dancing Rain it is who won. Cirrus des Aigles on the outside, but So You Think Snowberry is back in third. Cirrus des Aigles on the near side for Christophe Soumillon. Cirrus des Aigles, the Champion Stakes goes to France. 2 furlongs out, the moment of truth as Frankel moves alongside Bullet Train. Immortal Verse in danger of running up the back of the pacemaker. Frankel is asked to stretch, has found 2 to 3 lengths from X-Celebration and Immortal Verse. Frankel being held together, X-Celebration 2 lengths down. Frankel now in full cry. X-Celebration and Immortal Verse, 2 quality horses are made to look mere mortals as Frankel remains unbeaten and wins the QE2.
Well, memories kind of being conjured up right now of Derby week, Caton, and this, though, is one of the reasons why, like, Larry Jones has elected to keep Havre de Grace over at Keeneland because of potential bad weather in the fall.
Yeah, but this is the first rain we've had here, it's worth mentioning, in Louisville in about 2 or 3 weeks. You can't count on the weather, but you can count on the synthetic track across town, so some trainers taking advantage of it, but others are opting to just get the home court advantage.
And one horse who is back here training is Flat Out for trainer Scooter Dickey.
Yeah, the son of Flatter has really been one of the more consistent older horses in the country right now, and I think everybody locally cheering for a trainer who has a pretty small stable by comparison to some of the others you'll see in the Classic, and a horse who's really earned his right to be there and has done very well at Churchill in the past too. He's trained like he likes this track. I expect a big performance from him.
And he does not mind if it's raining out. He doesn't mind a wet track. A horse who's stabled here, looking for a back-to-back win, and that's Chamberlain Bridge, who'll be running in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, won it here last year.
And what's interesting about last year, he didn't have the best of things leading up to the Breeders' Cup, and it still worked out for him. He was plagued by some hoof issues that kind of came to the forefront about a week in front of the race, but his trainer, Brett Calhoun, had said, I'd rather have it now and get it over with. A lot of people questioned that or thought, can he really be at his best? But he certainly was. And I think this year, while he hasn't shown us what he showed last year in terms of his performances on the track, I think things have been steadily progressing the way Brett would like.
And a lot of the regular horsemen, though, are here with their Breeders' Cup contenders. We have Dale Romans with a full stable here, and Shackleford, as well as Dullahan. He has to make a decision about him, and Sassy Image getting back on track. And then Todd Pletcher's got a lot of his horses here, but we're still expecting quite a few to start shipping in over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, the 24th seems to be a key date for a lot of arrivals from out of town, getting one workout over the track, one timed workout, but plenty of time to gallop over it and get comfortable.
So a lot of action still to come here from Churchill Downs, and just around the grounds here you can see the stamp of Breeders' Cup, as a lot of the Breeders' Cup purple signs going up everywhere here at Churchill Downs.
Usually when you yell Geronimo, you're jumping down. But jumping up in class today in the Oak Tree Derby is Ultimate Eagle, trained by Mike Pender. Zoe Cadman standing by.
Most certainly are, standing by and ready. Mike, Ultimate Eagle, winner of his last 2, both with Pedrosa aboard. What made you turn to Martin?
Martin is such a handy rider. He he can take the reins and really relax a horse. A lot of riders out here are more patient and real kind of ride with their hands, but Martin's a rein rider in my opinion. He can wrangle these hard-headed kind of pulling horses, and he was just a perfect fit for him. He had worked him in the morning, and they seemed to get along, so we gave him the shot, and things have turned out.
They're at the top of the lane, and Ultimate Eagle leads by a length and a half. There's My Everything chasing. Midnight Interlude between horses. Surrey Star on the outside. They come for home. Ultimate Eagle digs deep. He finds more. There's My Everything. Midnight Interlude. Now Venomous coming like a rocket late. It is Ultimate Eagle. Venomous flying. Ultimate Eagle holds on.
So Michael, I said, this is a very special horse. He goes, really? I said, yeah. I mean, he proved it. So far, everything he done, everything we asked him for.
As soon as we put him on the horse, it was like a hand in glove. He fits a horse just beautifully and did the amazing job that only Martin Pedrosa could do today.
Valbrov inside, High Chaparral between, Johar outside, and here it is. It's a dead heat. A dead heat, the first in Breeders' Cup history. High Chaparral and Johar have dead heated in the Breeders' Cup turf.
Johar is a horse like all stallions who's full of energy. We have a muzzle on him because he has a tendency to nip. I think stallions do change. For the most part, they learn that they're into a different routine than they were before, and that testosterone being used as much as it is, I think can certainly cause a personality change. So he's become more of a stallion. He likes his territory, and he protects it, and our stud grooms wear vests. But it's just for protection for them because he is a stallion. We really like to keep our horses close to nature as much as possible. So he has a wonderful paddock here with a single barn and into the paddock, and he just hangs out unless it's the middle of the breeding season, but otherwise he's doing his thing. But Dick Mandel always said he was more brilliant than a mile-and-a-half horse. So we're hopeful the combination of the brilliance and his lineage, being a son of Gone West out of a champion mare, will allow his offspring to be very successful.
You're watching HRTV Rewind with a week of racing to recap.
Bob's Pinup Girl. Chicken Slacks is second. It's Bob's Pinup Girl. Chicken Slacks on the outside. It's going to be a photo finish, very tight. I believe Bob's Pinup Girl got it. If she did, it's the 1,000th career victory for jockey David Cohen. Congratulations, career win number 1,000.
Jockey Octavio Vergara's final mount. Octavio, you got your money's worth. You were whipping and driving at the 3/8 pole today. One last final tough ride.
You know, I just wanted to thank you to everybody, Santa Anita, all the Shriner, all the owner, people like you guys. And I don't know how too much to say, you know, when the times come, like my good friend of mine, Temi Pinkay, say your body going to show you when it's time to stop.
But Miraculous Baby's finding more and going to come home to score here. It's Miraculous Baby and Kayla Stroud going all the way. Another long shot winner. Win it by 4 in the end.
It is the first victory of her career.
Okay.
What a moment.
Good for her. That's got to be a thrill of a lifetime, and congratulations. You know, she may only have 1 or 2 horses, but I'm sure she works as hard as anybody, or harder than most. Good for her.
As one career ended about half an hour ago with Octavio Vergara calling it a career, another one just beginning. Frances Meza with her first career win.
This is your very first victory. How's it feeling?
Oh, it's great. It's great. This is the best feeling in the world, yeah.
They hit the top of the stretch. Rapid Redux gets a tap from J.D. Acosta. He takes a peek back and he's pulling away. It's going to be 18 in a row for Rapid Redux. 1 away from joining Pepper's Pride in Zenyatta and racing history. Congratulations to Rapid Redux. 18 in a row on the way to racing history. 1 win away from tying the record at 19 held by Zenyatta and Pepper's Pride.
All right, Bowling Joe,
right.
done some good work.
Okay.
Racing under the lights at Charlestown. Is Charlestown the best racing under the lights in North America?
Well, other than when Churchill races at night.
So 1 and 1A, can we do that?
I think you can go that way.
Can we couple them up?
You can.
He's a 5-year-old gelding, and we kind of like to see him be around for a couple of more years. And we just kind of babied him. But after the Frank Gall, we decided to go ahead and really step up the training and do some 3 rounds and some 2-minute licks and really pour the coal to him. And he responded from it really well, and just trained a lot better. Just tighter around the barn and the feed tub. Couldn't be happier with it. We went ahead and switched riders. Put Louis back on. Louis rode probably his first 6 races and did a great job with. So we just wanted to mix it up. We weren't happy with Travis at all. We just wanted to mix it up, and it seems like it paid off in his last race. He ran a better number, and we're hoping to see more of that hopefully tonight.
Splitting horses, here comes Pagan Cat. Pagan Cat in a duel with Rummy's Command. Pagan Cat at 19-1 by a nose. Paco Smart, leg weary, but he's got the lead. He's holding on by 5. Luis Batista will go on to victory, winning this one by 7 in the end. But on the lead, it's Navy Chapel, 1-9. He's going to win like a 1-9 shot. Should pull it away here by 6. But under the wire, it's Golden Set. The winner with J.D. Acosta. All Myself coming after the leader. 2 more back to Regal Company. But on the outside, All Myself and John Luzzy to get the win at 19-1. Princess Cecilia on the lead. Here comes Blushing BJ and Oscar Flores trying to get to him. Princess Cecilia clinging to the lead at 2-1. Scores the win under Jose Flores. From the back of the pack, Silverheart, and down the stretch they come. Travis Dunkelberger aboard, and he brings Silverheart from last to first. Beware the Bop is gonna try to take him the rest of the way. Beware the Bop's got the lead, and he will never look back here tonight. It's Russell Road digging in. He has the lead by 2. It's Russell Road gonna win the Breeders' Classic for the 2nd time by a length and a half.
Talking about We Miss Frankie and going forward, I know there's a really good story behind the name, and I'm going to let you tell it.
Frank Alicia, a good friend, a good client of mine for the last 30 years, passed away early in the beginning of the year, around first part of the year, and it was kind of all of a sudden, you know. So here came up April's sale, and as we always do, we go to the Ocala sale in April and try to pick up a couple horses. So the group, Mrs. Alicia, Frank's wife, and Mike Mellon and Joe Siag, we all decided to see if we can buy a couple horses there and do just like Frank would do, be conservative and try and find the best animal for the cheapest price. But and then here we go, we found this one filly, a Sun River filly. And we bought her for $175,000, which is something Frank would never do, but we did it anyways. So then we got together and named her after, because we all do miss Frank. So and you know how often that turns out when you name somebody a horse after a person that never ever pans out.
Well, sometimes.
Can you think of a few? Frankel, that was one.
Yeah, I named one after my longtime girlfriend Kim, and it was a horse called Kimmy Potter, and actually won a stake. But you're right, it doesn't happen
very often.
We Miss Frankie, she worked yesterday. How did she go, Pete?
She worked very well. She worked very well. I was more than pleased, to say the least.
What was the final time in there? Was it as quick as you were expecting?
It was a little quicker than I expected, but that's always a good thing with her. That means she's enjoying what she's doing.
What are the plans for her now between now and the Breeders' Cup?
Well, I could possibly work her next Friday or Saturday, but I want to move it over to Fridays eventually and then ship her on the following Sunday.
Do you have a certain race you're pointing for now, the turf or the dirt?
Oh, it's definitely the dirt. Yeah, I'm not going to experiment now.
You're watching HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
Well, that's not the 4th race. That is Big Drama, who is scheduled for a workout in front of the stands this afternoon.
He's been certainly a fan favorite at Calder, and he's taken his wares and his fast times and speed to tracks all across the country. He's scheduled to work 6 furlongs right now.
I like when they do this. I like when you see some of the more premier horses at a racetrack and they get a chance to work in front of the public. I think the public appreciates it.
Yeah.
You want a best bet of the weekend?
Yes.
What are the chances of thunderstorms at Calder?
I'd say 95%. Not gonna bother Matt Flatter.
Every day I see the weather.
Not gonna bother Matt Flatter.
Let it Jeff
rain.
Siegel.
Mad Flatter's got something left, and he kicks away by 2.5 lengths. Whip out on Mambo Meister. He's still got a chance, and he's bridging the gap now. Mad Flatter in front. Mambo Meister still 2 lengths to make up. They're 70 yards from the line. Mad Flatter, Mambo Meister. Mad Flatter wins it again.
A 12.5 yearly purchase. Spend a buck was worth every dollar. The grandson of the great buck passer was quick to make a return on owner Dennis Diaz's investment. Trained by the Calder-based Cam Gambelotti, Spend a Buck won 5 of 8 starts as a 2-year-old, including a Grade 1 tally in the Arlington, Washington Futurity. He ended the season with a solid showing in the inaugural Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Early in his 3-year-old season, Spend a Buck captured the Cherry Hill Mile and Garden State Stakes for fun.
It's Spend a Buck in front by 8 lengths. That's Spend a Buck under Angel Cordero winning the Cherry Hill Mile. It's Spend a Buck with every stride in front under Angel Cordero winning the Garden State Stakes.
The reason the New Jersey Oval appealed to Spend a Buck's connections was simple. Money talks. Bob Brennan, the owner of Garden State Park, promised a $2 million bonus if the same horse won the Cherry Hill Mile and the Garden State Stakes, plus the Kentucky Derby and the $1 million Jersey Derby. Ridden by Angel Cordero Jr., Spend a Buck was a front-running winner and recorded one of the largest winning margins and fastest final times in the Kentucky Derby.
In the final furlong, it's all Spend a Buck by 5. On the inside, that's Steffen's Odyssey with Chiefs Crown and fast to count. Nearing the wire, it's Spend a Buck with the lead. Underway, Spend a Buck leads.
He was certain to be the favorite in the Preakness, but there was that bonus in New Jersey just 9 days after the Preakness. So the closest Spend a Buck came to Maryland was passing through on his van ride to New Jersey. He left Garden State Park $2.6 million richer.
50 yards to go. Spend a Buck has the lead. On the outside, El Bosco closing strongly. Spend a Buck wins it by a neck. On the inside.
Spend a Buck ran twice more. In what would be his final career start, he won the Monmouth Handicap with Lafitte Pinkeye Jr. aboard. A couple of months later, an ankle injury forced his retirement, and he entered stud in 1986. Before he died in 2002, the 1985 Horse of the Year had sired 38 stakes winners.
Field of 5, and how about the campaigner Bold Chieftain at age 8, 6 starts this year. Let's get Bill Morey Jr. on the phone.
He's enjoying what he's doing. Now, I'm aware that he lost a step, and I'm not here to push to his training to try to pick that step up. We just want to keep this guy pretty happy, and this year he's run some big races. I'd say a couple of those races a year ago he would have won, but we're very happy with him. If he could knock this thing off today, it's going to put him up right about 100,000 this year. And I think, as we all know, if a horse can make 100 in a year, he's doing pretty good. He's been a joy, believe me. And when he leaves, it's going to be a very lonely day around the old Barn 81.
Bold Chieftain's coming after him in a rematch, and Dos Equis running the race of his life. Bold Chieftain has the momentum on the outside. He's on even terms with Obanglo, and it's Bold Chieftain to win. The Bulldog going away. He was much the best.
Tisway's barn is off the grounds of Saratoga, so it's private property, no trespassing. Maybe they'll let me in. Tisway kind of looks like a giraffe here. No leaves. You're supposed to be eating the grass. I don't know if you should be doing that, Tisway. Never seen a horse eat trees. The 007 says it all. You know what trainer's barn you're in. Tisway's getting ready to go to the track to train. It's about 5:30. Pretty quiet this morning. We'll see what happens when he gets outside. Well, it was too dark to see Tisway gallop, but at least now I can see him coming back off the track. Are you a Tisway fan?
Him and I look at each other every morning.
Okay.
When he comes by.
Yeah, so you give him a little pat there.
Oh, yeah.
How'd he go?
Good, good.
Good?
Yeah.
What's Tisway like to gallop?
He like to run, but we gotta keep it down to the race. Let him run in the race. He never do something bad or stupid in the track. He's nice. He got a lot of class.
Here's Charlie, the barn's mascot.
Ramon.
He just wants a bagel right now. He just wants some bagels. I guess it's not too hard to figure out what the 007 stands for. What's it like having Tisway in the barn?
It's kind of like a feeling that it's been missing for a while. We haven't really had a big horse like this in a long time, and when you've been away from the Grade 1 races for so long, when you win them, you kind of forget like how much adrenaline and excitement there is involved.
So what's it like to work for your dad?
It's got its advantages and I guess disadvantages. It's great. I'd rather work for him than anywhere else.
Elusive Pearl looks tremendous off that last race. How is she doing?
She's doing very well. She's trained real good since we brought her back from Saratoga, and you know, she goes with the flow. She's pretty good, and you know, she does everything we ask of her.
I don't want to say push button, but she can go to the lead, she can rate, she can stalk. How do you see things playing out today without some super freak out there on the front end?
Yeah, as long as she breaks well, she'll be forwardly placed, and you know, she's the kind of horse that tuck you right along, and she's very interested in running one early. So hopefully Ramon can get her to relax enough to where she can, you know, finish well for us.
As the field comes off the turn, Elusive Pearl dashes away. 4-length lead with 1 furlong to go. Hessenite coming fast on the far outside, but Elusive Pearl is indeed elusive. Boisterous now second. Hard charge from Mr. Ryder. Mr. Ryder closing fast at the rail. All trying to catch Sleepless Night, Mr. Ryder, and Boisterous. Boisterous gets up in the final 50 yards. It's Denomination. Denomination now coming on. Stormy Dixie throws in the towel. Unbridled Humor, Denomination. Countess Lemonade last through most of the race. Third with the 16th to go. It is Denomination. Denomination defeating Unbridled Humor.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
My father and Henry were identical twins. That's probably why I share some of the facial features.
So Henry is your uncle?
Henry is my uncle, and Ascot this year, I mean, I go back for Ascot every year. Someone came up and congratulated me on the knighthood.